Hi everyone, this is Tina here for Jaded Blossom, and today I am going to be sharing with you this die here called Scallop Slider and Topper Die. And in this video I will be showing you some projects that I made using this die and different ways that you can use it. So let's get started. So the Scallop Slider and Topper die comes with 3 dies. So you get this piece, a layering piece, as well as this piece here that cuts these little semicircles. So this is how they look cut out. You have the nice stitching going there, and then you get a layering piece that fits just like that, and you get this piece here that cuts out the perfect size for a gift card. So let me share with you some projects that I made using this set. Here is a project that I made using this die as a topper. So as you can see, this easily just folds right in half, and you can score it if you like, or you can just go ahead, if you are good at folding, go ahead and fold it in half and then grab your bone folder, and just like that you have a nice little topper. And you can also add the layering piece, which fits perfectly just like that. And then it will go over your project, and that is how I made this one. And this is also using the Jaded Blossom Boxy Stamp set. So there you go. This is how you use this as a topper. Very much straight to the point. You can also use this as a layering piece on a card, and that's how I used it for this card that I made that says Hugs and Fishes, and it has this adorable little puffer fish on there. And I inked up this layer, and then it adds some interest and a cute little touch to a card, and that's just using the piece, the single piece. When using this die here, if you were to run it through your cutting machine like that, you would get these little cutouts that fit perfectly with a gift card. So those are 3 ways that you can use this die set in a straightforward manner. So as a gift card holder, as a layering piece for a card, as well as a topper. So the neat thing about this die is if you use a partial die cutting technique, you can change the distance between these 2 cuts to be more flexible with your projects, to allow you to use them for other options. For instance, this little Valentine right here, I made the cutouts closer together so that you can put a little lollipop through there. So let me share with you how you use this die to make the cuts the distance that you prefer. On my die, to make it easier for myself, I just followed the line here at the very tips of the semicircle, and I drew it with a Sharpie. And then that gave me an idea of how to space these. So that way I know exactly where the edge of the cut here is going to take place, and then I can do my measurements. So for instance, if I wanted to use this little pen and I wanted to make this the cuts so that the pen went through like that, so I know that I'm going to want the cuts to be approximately, and then I just use a pencil. Maybe I want them to be about that far apart, like so. So all I do then is I go ahead and I line my little line up with that first cut, so I know that that's where the cutout is going to take place. And to do partial die cutting, all you're doing is just laying your piece right here over the top of the selected area. So I just slide that in there. I know I want to cut this one, but I don't want to cut this one out. So if I put my cutting plate above the one that I want to cut and run it through, then I'm going to get a cut just on that half. And this side is not going to cut because it's not going through the cutting plate. So here I have this piece here cut out, and it's just where I wanted it. So then to do the other side, I just do the same exact thing. Mark where I want the die to go, and then I'm going to go ahead and match it on there and stick it in my die cutting machine. And then of course you're going to be more careful in centering. I'm just going quickly for the sake of demonstration. Then I'm going to put my cutting plate on top covering this area but not this area, and I'm going to roll it through my die cutting machine, and then I'm going to have my cut exactly where I want it. So now I have these two cuts exactly where I want them, and then so I can place whatever it is that I am trying to package right through, just like so. And of course I will cut that little tag off and there you go. So that's how you can move this piece around to get it the distance that you want and choose for your project. One of the great things about the Jaded Blossom dies is they have lots of product in the shop that coordinates specifically for it. For instance, there are these little bags that are the same width as what you would need to use the toppers that they have available. So you can fill this up with goodies and use the topper for that. So they are sized perfectly. Again, there's also another little gusseted bag, and it fits perfectly with the use of this as a topper. And another fun way to use the product is using these little individual bags. And so let me share with you what these look like. Here's a project that I'm working on, and I went ahead and I filled this little bag that Jaded Blossom has available in the shop with some Valentine M&Ms, and I used the scallop slider base cut here, and I spaced my little cut to go across that way. And so now I have a Valentine treat in the making, and of course you could use this for any holiday. So how cute is that? And you can just take a die cut and then go ahead and adhere that over to the top, and with a little message in there, and you have a little treat ready to go. Here's another project that I made featuring the Jaded Blossom coffee dies as well as the scallop slider and topper die. I went ahead and cut the layer out just as is. I added some hearts from the Jaded Blossom banner dies. I stamped the Happy Valentine's Day, and that sentiment is from the Kiss Me a Latte stamps. And of course this coffee cup here is from the coffee dies. And so I cut this layer out twice, once with pattern paper and then on the other side with some white cardstock. With the white cardstock, I just went ahead and cut this die cut out just as is without any special spacing, and of course it fits a gift card. And then I adhered the two layers together, and now I have a little Valentine treat that I can tuck into a card or just give as is, or I could go ahead and punch a hole in this and make it as a tag to an additional gift. There's so many ways that you can use this die, and so this is a project that I just finished. I hope you enjoyed this video focusing on the scallop slider and topper die today, and I hope that I have inspired you to go ahead and give this die a try if you already have it in your stash. If not, it is available at the Jaded Blossom shop, and the link will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and happy crafting. Bye for now.